What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into the Growing Green Landscapes podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode today. We are continuing the string of podcasts from our Westin hotel room high above the city of Huntsville. We got together with a group of guys and some local business owners in the lawn care community around our area, and we went out to dinner, and now we're going to do a little podcasting session. We're just networking, getting to know each other a little better, and it's been super fun so far. And on this episode, we're going to go ahead and bring in Ben Neyman from B&L Services. And Ben, we're just going to kind of sit back and kick things around and talk about where you came from, how you got started, where you are today, and what your future looks like in the business. So go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Jeremiah. Appreciate it, man. My name is Ben Neyman. I'm the owner of Ben Neyman Lawn Care out of Keelan, Alabama. It's a northwestern corner of Alabama. My tag is B&L on Instagram. If anybody wants to follow me on there, it's my tag. But, yeah, man. You having a pretty good time tonight, man?
Yeah, we're having fun. I'm super glad to be here. This is the first time I met you in person. Yeah. First time I met James and Eli and all them in person. So it's been super fun. You can tell you're from Alabama.
Yeah,
Got a little bit of an accent.
Yeah, as Paul Jameson says, you know I'm from Alabama. It's got that deep southern accent. I did a podcast with him. I think I was episode 399 on his podcast, if anybody wants to go listen to it. But he refers to me as a deep southern, I got that Alabama accent pretty good. He just describes me as having a good southern accent. But you're from here too, so I mean
I get it.
It's a trending thing in this state, but you definitely know I'm from Bama, so.
That's right, especially when you put Roll Tide at the end of your sentences.
Oh yeah, man. That's the only team to be for, man. We're gonna work on number 19 this year. I hope we can bring it home, but
well, we can agree to disagree on that. But we'll get on moving to the next topic because we don't want to get a fight going here.
Oh yeah, I know, man.
For anybody that's listening around the country, if you don't know, college football is like. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what you can compare. I mean, it's like the Super Bowl in Alabama. That's Auburn and Alabama, the Iron Bowl.
Yeah, man.
It's not. Hey, who do you go for? Do you go for Auburn or do you go for Alabama?
Exactly.
And that's it.
Yeah, it's two teams, and it's either one or the other. I mean, if you like, the small college, you can go for the east side of the state. If you want to know who runs the state, you go to the west side of the state. I mean, it's simple logic, but
Yeah. We're going to keep on digging at us, but we better get going. So, just kind of talk to us a little bit about how you got started, how long you've been in the business, and what you're doing now.
Yeah, man. Well, it's been a journey. I will say that. I started out. I was a sophomore in high school. Needed some weekend spending money, so I already enjoyed cutting grass myself. I've been cutting grass, I guess, since I was about 13. Weed eating for my granddad every now and then. Mowing his yard. It's simple that, and I kind of enjoyed it. Made some good side cash with it, which it grew into something I think I would never, what I saw coming, as a standpoint as a career. But at 16, I got my license, got a truck. I had a pickup truck, and I was in high school and ended up dating a girl. How that goes, Jeremiah. You need spending money on the weekend, take them to the movies, and you need some income. So this old boy here, he said, I need to get some more yards. So it all started with me buying a 5x8 trailer for about $500, and and then I don't know if you're familiar with Craftsman Sears mowers or not, but
yeah.
That was my first lawnmower, Craftsman Sears mower. It was a 48-inch cut. I gave $500 for it. It's a little tractor, It wasn't a zero turn, so it was a regular cutting lawn tractor, Had a bagger attachment on it, and I thought I was just I was set, man. Had me Craftsman weed eater, curve shaft. I know all us boys now, we use straight shaft, so. With the curve shaft, I was kicking.
Start somewhere.
Yeah, man, you got to start somewhere. I got me a curve shaft weed eater. That thing, it's a little bit. I don't know how old it was. It's pretty old.
Did you run it guard or no guard?
I had a guard on it, yeah. But that thing would cut, man. It was bad, man. I ended up blowing it up later, but I mean, it made me some money. So, but that, and I actually bought me a BR200 steel blower. They still make them little dudes, but that thing. I thought that thing was the thing, I thought it had some power, but it's just a little BR200, and I went in, you're looking at equipment, and, I had no knowledge then, about equipment, and I said, man, I'm going to get that BR200, and it's like $280, I'm just like, man, that's gonna get me to the top, man. Went in Tri-Green Equipment, bought that thing. I thought I was in the top of the chain, man. But I just started out, 5x8 trailer, 1,000. My granddad, he's actually the scope behind me. What I got now. If it wasn't for that man, I don't know where I would be in this world. I mean, he taught me into it. He spotted me the cash for the 5x8 trailer. He bought it for me. I told him I'd pay him back. Bought me the lawnmower. Told him I'd pay him back. $1,500 worth I owed him. So I went out there and cut grass, made a little cash, paid that man back, and ever since I ain't looked back, man. It's just been a growing thing, and but if it wasn't for that man, I would I don't know where I'd be. He's a scope behind me, and I'm very blessed and thankful to come from that side of the family. It's a good blessing, and I have him to thank. I don't know where I'd be, but I enjoyed the work, and over the years through high school, I graduated. I went to community college for a little bit. You kind of try to see where you're going to land. I was still cutting yards. About that time, I probably got around 15 yards when I was in college, and I'd go to school during the day, get out, and cut the rest of the day. And I got to a point where, why am I, going to school when I could be cutting yards every day, making more cash, and I got to this point where I, was finished community college, thought I was going to go into the trades, doing welding. I was pretty good at that. I enjoyed it, and but I kind of I knew my calling was with cutting grass. A lot of people wouldn't ever thought that, but I kind of just fell into it, and I enjoyed it, making good money. And I said, I can make a decent living at this. It's not everybody looks down upon it. And, anybody that does, don't listen to anybody that tries to downplay you on, well, you just cut grass. Yeah. But, cause I've had that told to me before, and all it done was fuel my fire, man. I'll be upfront about that. Like I said, an electrician tell me that, and, I just looked at him and I was just like, maybe I will, he popped the question, what are you going to do, cut grass the rest of your life? I said, I might.
And in 10 years, when I have a nice house and a boat to play on, and
exactly.
You're still working every day.
Yeah, you get that union mentality. I'm not bashing the union, but, some of these guys may have been in one that's listening, but don't listen to them type of guys. The world is the sky's the limit, man. Don't let people like that just tell you or think that they're going to know what's good for you, because at the end of the day, it's all about, you come home happy, or do you go to work sad and just miserable every day? That's what it all boils down to. But I will say that I had that told to me, and from then on to that point, it just kind of sparked me a little bit. And we'll see about that. And everybody's got their niche of what they like to do. But of course, being an electrician wasn't my niche either. I thought it might have been, but you wake up every day not knowing if you're going to come home or not, and you're getting paid, what was it? I think I was paying like $11.50 per hour to run wire every day. I was just like, no.
Yeah, not worth it.
No, man, I can go out here and make freaking $500-$600 in a day versus working with you. It's just a different mentality thing. You're either, like I've been told before, my granddad said, you can either be the nail or the hammer in this world, and it just depends on what you want to be, or you can be the guy that just, wakes up every day and don't work a day in his life,
That's a great analogy. I've never heard that, but
yeah,
that's a really good analogy.
Yeah, it really is. I know engineers, that make what we make, I'm not boasting myself or anybody in this room, but, engineers, accountants, whatever you want to call it, we just get looked down a lot, and I just don't like it, and it's just not a thing. And when you got people you work for, you cut their yard, and they're raving fans for you, that's freaking awesome. You go do that every day, you go to somebody's house, make a difference, and they enjoy seeing your work, enjoying your time with them while you're there on the property. It's a good thing, and it's a good feeling, and I've enjoyed doing over the years, and I hope I'm blessed with the health to do it for another 30, depending on God's plan. You never know. You wake up one day, He might have a different plan for you. You never know. Each day is different, and you just gotta wake up and just know what you got to do for the day, and just go, do the best you can and learn what you know, and just do the best you can. And and just, put forth good effort, and, you're going to survive. He's going to take care of you. I mean, that's what it all boils down to. Because some of us are not guaranteed tomorrow. There's probably guys that's my age right now sitting in the hospital with leukemia cancer that can't do nothing. He'll look at a snake, and they don't know a few months down the road what's going to happen with them. You just gotta take every day as a blessing. That's the way I look at it, because you could be that one guy that's not fortunate enough to be able to work, or there's just a lot of things that can go wrong. But one thing I've learned, I've been doing this 8 years. It's just to grow slowly. Don't overdo yourself, and mainly just focus on the main concepts of why you're here and how you've gotten here. That's the most important thing, and knowing who you are every day and just doing the best you can, man. That's just pretty much how I like to live every day. Just knowing what I've been blessed with, and and more opportunities as I get to talk to you and, James and Eli, going into this, 5-6 years ago, we didn't have this opportunity to know each other, and know where we were going to be. I mean, I could sit here and ask you, Jeremiah, where you was 6 years ago, Eli. I mean, y'all probably had a different mindset of where you was going or what you wanted to do. But now this world is just so different, but it's a good thing. But looking back now, I don't regret every day that I get up and get to enjoy what I do, and that's everybody. I just hope everybody out here that does different things every day enjoy doing what they do. I know you do.
Yeah.
And Eli does.
Yeah. And that's I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's kind of something that what I've said in this podcast all along is I want to bring quality content from our mouths to your ears, and I want to take little tidbits of what people are saying and apply them to your life personally. And what you're hitting on there is so good, because this episode is going to release midsummer of July 2021. Mm-hmm. And everybody that's in the lawn maintenance industry right now that's listening to this, you're in the burnout. You were in the burnout. You're either in it, you just came out of it, or you're about to go in it. Yeah. I mean, it's right here, and everybody's dealing with it. So every day that you wake up and you say, I do not want to go to work today. I do not want to go to work today. I don't want to work till 6 o'clock. Yeah. The rain's shutting us down. I'm so bogged down. I'm so tired. I'm so stressed. Mm-hmm. You just need to think to yourself and remind yourself that, hey, at least I have the ability to get out of the bed and to go make $1 for myself. Because there are people all over this world right now. We're dealing, like I said, timestamp this, July 2021. The Cubans, I don't know if y'all are keeping up with that at all, but the Cubans are fighting for their lives right now.
I know, man.
And there's nothing they can do. And we have the ability every day to get up in a free world and to go make $1 for ourselves and live the lives that we want to live and provide for our families. Yeah. And that's something that you need to remember when you're out there on the mower and you're hot and you're tired and you're stressed. Yeah. Just remember and thank the Lord that you have the ability to do it.
Exactly.
And it's something that don't take for granted. That's what I'm trying to hit on.
Yeah, and it's like I said, I know 24-year-olds that are, it's got cancer. I mean, cancer is just such an awful thing, but you never know what you're going to wake up with every day. I mean, you just got to be thankful and, and follow God. Mainly, I will just say that. Just follow Him. Live principally. My pastor talked about last week at church, we all have different smells. You always want to have good smells of things. You don't want to, have some negative smells in your life, good or bad. You just want to keep that good trend going. Healthy choices, right and wrong, whether you think it's right or not, you just help people, help them, build them up, don't tear them down. And a lot of what we got going on in this country right now is just a lot of people tearing each other down. We got prices, inflation going up is making families more stressful. You got parts going up. We can't get mowers. We want new mowers, trimmers, handheld equipment. We can't get them because people's not working. It's like you said on the Cuban situation. They can't even get food over there, get medicine that they need and what they want. It's a sad situation, and it's funny because I can look out this hotel room and see the quietness. People out here at Bridge Street just enjoying themselves, and we just don't know what luxury we got, and compared to other countries like Cuba, they might not have anything to eat tonight. You don't know what people are going through. Granted, we have homeless veterans out here, that they should be taken care of first for anybody, I believe. But what it all boils down to is just remember your blessings every day, or every night you lay your head down on that bed, you just be thankful that you got what you got to bring to the table the next day. I'm just going to say that, it's very important, and I think a lot of people just overlook it right now, and I just think we need to always be thankful of what country we live in and what we're able to do every day as a skill. It's important.
Yeah. Well, that's some great information. It's great stuff that I'm sure everybody's going to take and learn from that. Let's kind of go into your business a little bit really quick before we wrap this thing up. So, like I said, this is the first time we're meeting in person, so we're kind of learning about each other's businesses. Yeah. You're mainly a lawn maintenance business, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we do a lot of now between let's say preseason and midseason. Well, I'll say preseason and after season. We do some landscape installs. We've done a lot of soft, light landscape installs, which I do a lot of river rock installs. This year, I bet it's been the biggest year. I bet I've done 15 installs this spring. My buddy's Eli's got my nickname going on. It's Big Money Ben,
yeah,
man.
Big Money Ben. That's the first thing I heard about you as soon as I walked up. Big Money Ben. And that's a funny story while we're on this, Big Money Ben. Mm-hmm. So this has been the running joke all night. We'll just say we went to a very not prestigious, high-class restaurant tonight and enjoyed ourselves, had a good dinner, and everybody's making a joke. Just tell everybody what happened.
Oh, well, we was all sitting there at the table. We just finished eating anyway, we go. The waiter, he's been a good one, I guess. Anyway, he brings the check over here. I am got my card ready, scanning it.
This isn't McDonald's, keep in mind.
This ain't McDonald's, man. I hit the button, and sure enough, it hit pay all, and ended up paying for everybody's meal.
And we don't even need to name a price tag on that, but that was, let's just say it was a nice landscaping job.
It was, man. It was 6 hours of my life, it seemed like, but that's what it is. But I mean, that's right, man. Yeah, well, James Shields in here, man. But shout out to James Shields, Second Mile out of Nashville. But yeah, man, it was a good dinner. I enjoyed the fellowship with y'all. It's always good, and James and Jeremiah was talking earlier about the community thing. It's very important. Get on the topic of competition versus non-competition. I just want to say this: your competition in this industry is not the guy that pulls up next to you in the neighborhood. I'm just going to clarify that. The competition is whether you do a good job or not, and you're communicating with him, making sure y'all's numbers are about accurate, and and it's about helping each other. That's your competition. Your competition is not beating him out of the neighborhood. If he's mowing 4 yards and you're mowing 5, and we'll say, oh, I'm gonna beat him out of there today. That's not your competition,
and that's just the bad mentality to have.
Yeah, and especially down here in Alabama, we have that a lot. We have some. Me and Eli, we mow in the same 2 counties, Lauderdale and Colbert. But we get that a lot, and me and him network pretty good. I'm not ever going to step foot on any property that's Eli's, or he's going to let me know if somebody comes in and tries. We network, we keep up with each other, but we're not going to take advantage of each other and try to overwhelm or over-talk somebody of ourselves. It's not a competition thing. And there's some guys in our neighborhood, in our area, that just either don't want to talk or they just think they're better than us. And guys, that is one thing we're trying to preach. With the community thing, we do this every day as a trade and as a skill. We're not in it to compete against each other. At the end of the day, the only competition is whether you do a good job and how much money you get to bring home every day, and making your customers happy is your real competition. If you're not making customers happy and you're just flying through there like a daggum, a racehorse, I'll just say, I don't know. If you just fly through there and just do jobs and want to get stuff done and just try to make the most money you can every day, and your quality's, shot, you're not going to get far. I mean, I see that every day. And it's Paul Jameson, he talks and preaches about, chucking the truck. You got those guys, and, I was that guy at one point, but meeting people, realizing what I'm out here doing every day, I grew out of that, and you eventually will, I hope. Any guy that you see out there, I hope any chucks in the trucks, you can at least try to talk to, communicate with, to get them involved with our community, or and just talk about y'all's work, but.
And I don't even know if you know this. There is a real truck in the truck. We got Charles out in Texas.
Oh, Charles. I didn't get to meet Charles. Maybe I'll get to meet him.
He was a super cool guy. I want to get him on the podcast for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And so no offense to you, Charles.
No.
We super respect you and all that.
That's a good name for a business, though. I like that. But
that's right. But what you're kind of saying with that, it goes back to what you said. People look down on the lawn care industry and say, you're just going to cut grass. Well, that can be taken back to a lot of those guys that are out there charging $20 a yard.
Yeah.
And so
it's
that's
not insured, or
we're not trying to talk down to you.
No.
If there's anybody out there that's like that, we're just trying to say, hey, let's come together, let's elevate the community, and let's charge the correct prices so you get to make just as good of a living as we make, and we can all do it together, and people will respect this industry, because this is not a cheap industry. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry every year.
Yeah,
and it's something that needs to be hit on, and just that's what you can go into about that whole raising it up and elevating the community. Yeah,
and that's why we're here. I mean, we're here to help each other, and at the end of the day, it's just about taking care of our families. When we get home every day, you got to make sure things are, got to keep the lights on, and
And speaking about families, you and Paul Jameson are kind of on the same level, right?
We are.
I saw you turn heads earlier, and you said, I'm not married. I'm not, because I got a wedding ring on, and he said, I'm not married. So
you say I have no wedding ring.
So if there's anybody out there that knows a single girl, hit up Ben. Is that what it sounds like? Are you in the market? I mean,
I'm in the market for the right one, but not just, you get
not
a
just
lot.
anybody.
Yeah, not just anybody. You got these, I'll say sugar mamas. You got to watch out for them jokers and your older cougars, you gotta watch out for that. I know this is but I mean, me and Paul's kind of in the pretty much same situation. He's a little bit older than me though, but I mean, I respect Paul. Paul is an awesome guy. I just I look up to Paul. He's a real good guy, and he works really hard. Between him and Brian, they put out some good content. Brian's podcast is awesome. Gets me fired up during the week. But now, me and Paul are pretty much in the same situation. I'm just kind of just letting it idle. I'm just, whatever comes into my life will come into my life at the right time.
That's right. Trust the Lord, and she'll come at the right time.
Yeah, that's all I'm worried
about. No need to hit on it. Well, man, it's been super fun talking. It's cool learning about your business. You dropped a lot of nuggets in this thing.
Yeah.
And I see you. We'll talk one quick thing before we wrap this up. I don't know if you listen to the podcast, but we had Zach Wild from Missouri on here earlier, and I saw him together in the trades, and he was wearing these shoes, and I was like, "Man, what shoes are those?" And he said, "Yeah, these are Hey Dudes."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Man, those are some cool shoes." And I see you got them on, so maybe we give them a shot. What do you think about them? Maybe we'll get them to sponsor the podcast.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Hey Dudes, man. They're comfy shoes. Like I got these when I was at the beach at Orange Beach about 3 weeks ago. I heard about them, but I walked in and said, hey, I told my buddy, I was like, hey, let's go find some Hey Dudes. I think I hear they're comfortable shoes, and I like them. They're good. I mean, especially they make people, some people may call them old man shoes.
No, they look good.
They're comfy,
Zach,
man.
if you're out there listening, just know that you turned me on to him, and now he's got a pair, so I'm going to have to go get me some.
Shout out to Zach, man. That's good, man.
Yeah. So is there anything you want to leave the audience with, any nuggets or anything before we wrap this thing up?
I'll just say, y'all, we got on that burnout subject earlier. I've been feeling that the last month, but that's normal. Any guys that are just feeling that pain right now, don't worry, because come October, it's all going to be worth it. Y'all just keep grinding and just stay working hard. Don't get burned out. I mean, take you 2 days off during the week, man. It ain't worth getting burned out and being aggravated all the time. I'll just leave that as a note, and you know that, Jeremiah. So
that's exactly right.
But I appreciate it, Jeremiah. This has been an awesome podcast, and I appreciate you letting me on the show.
Hey, I appreciate it. I respect y'all's time. I'm glad we're able to do this tonight. So, I know you mentioned earlier. Tell us where we can find you on Instagram, connect with you, and all that.
I got 2 tags. I got a personal tag. It's Neyman Ben 16. It's my personal. I got my business tag is Ben Neyman Lawn Care LLC on Instagram. It's the BNL icon. You'll see it. It's white. I mean, it's black and white. Yes, I have no color on my logo. But it's just straight BNL. You'll see it on the Instagram. It's Ben Neyman Lawn Care LLC. Out of Killen, Alabama. So that's my company logo tag. You can find me on Instagram, check me out, and everything else. And I got some other buddies. If you got some other new follows y'all want to follow, Lamont Harrison Property Management out of North Carolina. Of course, you got Mitchell. All good guys. Casey Turner with the Turner's Yards and Mowers. Y'all want to check him out. He's a real good guy. just get in the community, guys. If y'all are just now jumping on this podcast and want to get involved, we got GIE coming up, Jeremiah. I think it's going to be. Is this your first time coming?
Yep, this is my first time.
Man, this is going to be my second time. I went in 2019. It was a blast. You're going to like it. I think, once we get all the boys together, I think y'all are going to like it. Bernard, is it first time going to be coming probably? Okay, that'll be good. Bernard's
his first time, so it's going to be fun.
It's going to be great.
I can't wait to get there. But
yeah, man.
Guys, from coming to you from Huntsville tonight, it's been super fun. You can go find us on Instagram at Growing Green Landscapes. If you like the podcast, listen to it, screenshot it, leave us those ratings and reviews. It really helps social proof the podcast and boost us up so more people get to hear about us and reach the community and grow it even larger. So if you screenshot it, put it on your socials, and we'll share it, tag us, and we'll repost it to our stories, give you a follow, all that stuff. So I appreciate you tuning in today. We're looking forward to getting some more out here tonight and bringing you some more quality content and connecting with y'all in the future. So without any further ado, we're going to wrap this one up, and we will see y'all here on the next one.